we have the gates in here now. As you can see from the video, it got really dark last night, so the only thing that got done was actually dropping the gates off. We don't have electricity to the barn, so it's easier for my dad to make them in his shop and bring them. And so each one is measured specifically for each stall and what's going to happen at that stall. So he just brought them by, we loaded them up in here, and then I'm going to add the wire to them. They are put together as sets for each and every stall, and now I have to take certain parts off and take the garden wire that we have and put it across there. It'll make sense once I show it to you. And he is actually working on our barn doors today and getting that. We also had to do some measurements on those. So all right, well, let's get started. I got a lot to do. Okay, so this is the old garden. This is where we use this wire to actually make tomato cages and then asparagus cages, and to keep the chickens and our neighbors' cows out. It is super yucky out here. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, making it even yuckier. And so I've just got kind of like clothes that I'm willing to get dirty out here. And so let's get started. First, I have to clear out a lot of the brush and stuff that was out of here. Was not intending to use this for this purpose, so I kind of was not ready to get all of this out. Okay, so each gate is actually two pieces. They will swing together, okay? And then we just have a mart up here. This is going to be where the rod goes down to secure the one, while there's a handle on the other. So it's just a matter of matching each gate. I also wanted to mention the reason that we're doing all this in the afternoon is both my husband and I work full time. So when we do homestead and stuff, we have to do it after work and on the weekends and holidays. So that's why it's usually afternoon pics that you see. And if you see any during the day, it's just a holiday or it's the weekend. Okay, so we are back out here the next morning. We finished up last night. We kind of tidied up and cleaned everything. We're not quite done with everything 100%, but we did get what we needed to get done for our big surprise today. The whole reason that we built the barn is we're going to go get our goats. So before we go get them, we're going to tour the barn before they get here, and that way you can see like what all set up and what we've done. Okay, so we kind of have a mess out here, but we did get these 3 doors done. So they are sliding barn doors going that way. And of course, this is the under. We did that in the other video. And sorry, everything's muddy. As you can see, it's still a mess. But we are working on, gonna get the handles and try to figure out, we are working on trying to get these out some more, so we've got to buy an extra piece to do that. The plan is we will be able to get animals in and out without them having to go through the main barn. So we got 3 done on this side and 1 done on the other side. Alright, so that one done, and not these 2. And what's crazy about it is these are the 2 sides that the goats are supposed to be on this side. So when we go pick the goats up today, we actually can't keep them on the sides the goats are supposed to be on yet. The reason we weren't able to put these doors on is the track that they gave us the right track, but they didn't give us the correct bolts. They had run out of the original bolts. They opened up another box, and I guess she just didn't notice or something, but she put in the wrong bolts. So now we have to go back to the store and go get the correct ones. These are super duper actual barn door rollers. So we got them from a farm supply company, a big one that's around our area. They had the tracks, they had the rollers, they had everything that we needed for that. And it was the only place around here that I could find them, that I could pick them up and not have to order them and wait several days or weeks for them. So, okay, so on this side, this is going to eventually be the feeding area or the feed area. So everything in here is going to hold feed, equipment, and stuff, but can be turned into a stall if we need to and change our mind later and keep the feed somewhere else. So that's kind of the thought behind that. It has the same setup. Everything has got the same latches, the rod to keep it in the ground, which eventually, the reason that they're higher up is this will have concrete in it in the summer. You've seen how wet the yard is. They cannot get a concrete truck in here currently. So right here, we have another stall. This is actually where the goats will stay today when we get them, because it's the only one that's 100% complete, that doesn't have anything in it. So we cleared it out, and then Carl is going to go get hay while we are gone and fill this in. And then my dad said, let's go ahead, just get the chicken coop done, the chicken place done. So while we were here, had all the tools, had extra, we actually built a lot of this out of scrap, as you can see, but we were just trying to use up all the wood we had already bought anyway. All of the doors open out. So chicken coop door opens out, can't open in for them to get out of. We do have to finish wiring this, because the fact is if a possum comes, which we do have problems with, or coons, they can easily still get to the chickens that way. So that will have to be blocked off. And the bottom, and then we have our door going to the outside. So pretty, I'm loving this. We still have to get our handle and our latch for that one. Kind of messed that up. These are the automatic close. We have young children, young kids, that, let's face it, we'll probably leave the door open by accident or something so that they can just push it and it'll close and they open up. And here's another cool thing that we figured out yesterday is we don't have this door, but if you look at this, take this out. Of course, this is temporary until we get the concrete. This is the only gate we did not get done. We just kind of ran out of some wire. We had to go run and get some, ran out of time, but okay. So this one will open up this way, and then this one open up this way, except you have to actually put that one ahead, and look what happens. So if we wanted to, we could actually open up this area, and that could change where the feed stall would be. So that's just a possibility until we get our door in to actually do that. And the reason that worked out is because it's pretty much 8 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot. So it just equaled out. We added ladders on the end here. So easy for the kids. They've been having a ball going up and down the ladder for now, I guess, until they have to get hay and all that good jazz. We've even talked about creating them a little area up there, just kind of hang out during some nice weather days. This stall is complete and it's finished, but it's kind of holding all the scraps right now. And then the tools and then the doors, but that's what we got. So that is what the barn door looks like on the inside. And they are extremely heavy. So it took two guys, it took Dad and Carl to actually hang them up and to be able to put them in there. So we also have our rebar here. So it temporarily has one in the ground right there, and that way they can't move this gate here at the same time that we move this gate. So it's going to be stuck. That gives us a little bit more control of dealing with the goats while they're here, and potentially other type of livestock. So the whole thought process behind all of this is future. You don't know what the future is going to hold. You have to have different possibilities. This could, not that I want alpacas, it's just an example, but I mean, it could easily hold one alpaca or two alpacas or some bigger type animals, some sheep, goats. So it's just being prepared for the future, and that's kind of the whole idea in this barn as an investment. You don't know what is coming. So okay, so I hope you enjoyed the tour, you like what we've done here, and maybe that can inspire you in your barn. And now we're gonna see if it actually works. So we are fixing to go get our goats. Okay, so I'm out here this morning to talk about the doors. I waited because we learned some things after getting the kids that you can hear in there. They are wanting, one of them's wanting their morning bottle, and the rest of them are wanting their feed this morning and just some cuddles, to be honest. One of them's just all about the cuddles. But we learned some things after getting them back to the barn that we needed to fix on the barn doors. And it was kind of one of those things we needed to have them here to kind of see how it would work. And there were two things. One of them is they were pushing against the side on the inside. So just being natural goats, they were climbing up, and as they did, they would push the door and it would do this. Well, our concern is they're small enough now they couldn't really create a gap enough to go through. But as they get big enough, that was going to be an issue to be able to push the door and actually go through. And it was kind of like letting it kind of scoot over a little bit. So Dad just went to Lowe's, looked around, and was like, hey, I think this is a solution that will work. That's just easy peasy. and we don't have to worry about tripping over anything as we come out. And it's on the inside, so as it moves, there's no goats in here, so we don't have to worry about this one. But as it moves, and these things are heavy, so it does take a little bit with one hand, it's not gonna be in the way. So it just slides in there. And then up at the sides, that was another thing. There was a pretty significant gap in some areas from where the bracket is to there. So we wanted to block out some of the wind. We wanted to protect them from things getting in or them getting out, and a lot of the weather. So this actually helped, and we did that on all of them. So every single one of them has the boards on the side and now these brackets. So that's with the double doors. It's the same on the other side here, it's just one. And same thing with the wood pieces. So you can't even hardly like see in there. And then eventually, so that was easy to pull with one hand. And we'll get some handles or something that'll make it easier for the kids and us to deal with. But it worked for us, so maybe it'll work for you. Okay, so you can see on the inside what it looks like, and how it kind of closes the gap right there. In our next video, we're going to introduce you to our new kids. We're going to tell you their names, their personalities. We're going to add some stuff to the stalls and show you around, and you can get to know them. So we will see you next time.